Hi, if you're new here, I'm Rob Hill, CEO at Autogroup, and for the last 30 years we've been converting American pickup trucks, SUVs and muscle cars from left-hand drive to right-hand drive. And today I'm sitting in a brand new Ford F-450 Super Duty. This is the Platinum trim version, 2024. It is an absolute beautiful but incredibly powerful pickup truck. And today we're going to have a bit of a wander around and talk about some of the features. So the right-hand drive Ford F-450 is a powerhouse. Powered by the 6.7 litre turbo diesel engine. There's a couple of engine variants which we'll get to, but it really is a huge pickup truck. You see the F-250s and the 350s. This is the truck that you want if you need to tow a huge amount of capacity, whether it be a trailer or a boat or a fifth wheel hitch. This is a dually, so you'll see the 19.5-inch wheels on the front. And of course, as we walk back out to the thing here, the flared fenders and the dual wheels. Now, this is the extended bed version of the 450. So as you come around this way, you're able to see exactly how big the bed is. It's got a powered tailgate, which I love. Has all the normal features. So you have the ability of being able to measure your fish, of course. You have the ability of being able to have your easy mount side steps. You have, if you're lazy, the ability to be able to quite easily get up and into the truck. So, as I said, this is the extended bed unit. Now, the trucks themselves, they have a towing capacity of between 30 to 40,000 pounds, which is massive. So big caravan, big trailer, a fifth wheel hitch. To try and put into perspective 30 or 40,000 pounds, you have the ability of being able to tow a trailer with 5 Sri Lankan elephants on it. So that gives you some sort of sense of, exactly how much you can weigh in the vehicle or you can tow in the vehicle. In the bed itself, it has the ability to put about 4,000 pounds. So again, you could quite literally put a Sri Lankan elephant in the back of your pickup truck and drive around. Now that would be cruel and we don't suggest you do that, but it gives you a sense of the immense towing power of the 450, which is why customers buy them. So we convert the F-150, the 250 to 350, but the 450 is the pickup truck that people buy when they need to be able to have a massive towing capacity, and this absolutely delivers. It's also worth noting, obviously, huge bed in the bay, but this does run dual batteries and onboard power. So it's got 2 kilowatts of power. So you'll see here, the plug. Now this vehicle is going to Australia. You can see the Australian plug there. But with our homologation capability, we export these trucks legally and safely to about 40 countries. So depending upon what power plug you need, whether you're in Indonesia or parts of Africa or in the UK, it's that little detail that we change out. And a bit below the onboard power, in fact, over on the other side, is all of your trailer hitch controls. So the onboard power is super useful, particularly if you're a tradesperson or you're doing some sort of work, or I don't know, you're camping and you want to be able to plug in and use that 2 kilowatts of power. Easy access up into the bed with the keys. Again, you'll see here the flared fenders because the dually. This is also the FX4 model. Now the FX4 model is not a huge additional cost to the 450, but it does give you bit of extra traction control technology. It gives you skid plates underneath, slightly different suspension in the vehicle, but well worth doing. Has easy access into the rear tub, so simply push down the second step and you're up and into the tub, or again, just to lift it up and you're away. Now, they are a big pickup truck. They're bigger than the 250 and the 350, but they're also not that massive. They're not crazy wide that you can't drive it down, a decent sized road. It's a proper 5-seat pickup truck. So this is locked, but this is a 5-seat truck. So this is not kind of one of those trucks where it's 5 seats, but the 3 back seats are for 3 small children. This is for 5 grown adults sitting in the truck. So 5 seats, 3 in the back, leather. All the seats are heated, of course. They're absolutely stunning. USB 3 charging point down here. You'll also see, again, your onboard power, so you can plug in, again, Australian power point, because the vehicle's obviously going to Australia, and you've got your 12-volt connection here. Now, the 12-volt, the Australian connection point really is, it's a simple thing, of course, super handy, but it actually goes to the detail of what we do when it comes to converting our vehicles from left-hand drive to right-hand drive. In that, for us to be able to legally import our vehicles that we manufacture incredibly proudly here in Sri Lanka, but for us to legally import those into Australia, they have to be ADR compliant, Australian design rules. Now, that dictates that we must be an ISO 9001 2015 a quality assured manufacturer, but the ADR goes down to extraordinary detail across safety, braking, lighting, all of the details. So it's a homologation, if you like, homologating it to go into a particular country. And Australia is super tough. Now, that for me is incredibly relevant, and relevant in the sense of it doesn't actually matter in what country you are. Every vehicle that we manufacture, every vehicle that we convert from left-hand drive to right-hand drive goes through our ISO 9001, goes through our homologation process, and goes through our ADR compliance. Now, you might not need that level of compliance if you're importing into some countries around the world, but what it absolutely does ensure is that every vehicle that comes from us at Autogroup is legal, safe, and built to the highest possible quality. And for me, that, I don't know, it provides peace of mind. Now, one of the cool things on the 450 is your seating, where you can pull this little tab, hopefully. Goodness, my fingers are not working. And lift the seat up. Now, what we can do, and of course I haven't done it, is flip that forward and it drops down. Now, if we pop the seats back down again, you all of a sudden have your space underneath the seats, or you have the ability of being able to lift your box up, lock it into place, and it gives you an additional set of storage where things don't fall out. Just a small detail, but kind of cool. Now, you might be able to just see, and we'll show you a bit more, but this has the B&O sound system in it, so it's 14 speakers plus a subwoofer. It is quite incredible, and it comes back to the platinum trim. So on all the Ford range, and we're on the 450 here today, there are a series of different trim levels. The platinum is the second from the top, and really, in my opinion, it has everything that you want. And let's have a look in the cabin. I'll show you some of the cool features. So we're back inside the cabin of the right-hand drive Ford F-450 Super Duty, the Platinum. And I've got to say, this is my favorite part of talking to you about the cars, for lots of reasons. I mean, it's beautiful, and we'll get to that in a minute, but obviously we're proudly based in Sri Lanka, where we've been operating for 21 years. It's about 8:30 in the morning, but looking at my heads-up display, which you might not be able to see on camera, but that's actually sitting in here, and we move that across as part of our conversion, I can tell you that it's currently 31 degrees. So much better than the weather in the UK, where I lived for a long time, in Australia, but I can tell you the time, I can tell you how fast I'm going, and I can tell you that it's 31 degrees. So lots to look at and lots to talk about. Now, the most obvious thing, the elephant in the cab, of course, is the right-hand drive element of this vehicle. So a month or so ago, this was a brand new left-hand drive vehicle, and using our skilled team, our experience, our know-how, we've converted it from left-hand drive to right-hand drive. Now, this is a mirror image conversion. If you park a brand new left-hand drive 450 next to our brand new right-hand drive version, there is no difference. All the technology still works. It's ready to go. Now, let's talk through a few bits and pieces. So the dashboard, of course, is a combination of a fiberglass, plastic, OEM parts, but it is absolutely perfect. This is the platinum trim, so this is the second from the top in the 450 range, but as you can see, from the leather seats, heating and cooling, 8-way adjustable front and rear seats, the Bang & Olufsen 14 speaker, absolutely banging sound system and subwoofer in the back. It really has everything you need. Lots of practical things. So if we look here, you've got in the center console your 2 drink holders, which is super cool. But then if you slide this across, you then pick up an extra 2 drink holders. I don't know why you need 4 drink holders in the front. It's got a phone stand, so if you're driving and you want to legally be looking at your phone, you're able to do so. Down here is the wireless phone charging, which again is just super cool, and you'll see my iPhone bang pops, it's charging. Old school USB and USB-C charging here. There's also USB-C charging in the back end. Talking through, again, some of just the obvious elements. Onboard power, so 2 kilowatt, 2 battery systems, so you can plug in your hairdryer. 12 volt lighter, so if you're old school, you can pop a cigarette lighter in there, but obviously 12 volt is practical for lots of applications. As we step through, release for the top glove box, where, I mean, it's not huge, but you can certainly store a whole bunch of elements in there. And of course, your cavernous bottom glove box. Again, identical to the OEM platform. The center console, this is super cool. So when I'm 6'1" and not necessarily small, I've got a heap of space, but I could also be sitting in the back, or there could be 5 of me in the car, which is a scary concept. Power adjustable front and passenger seats. My favorite function is, and you can't see it and we'll show you, but is the massage function. So it does come up on screen. So I guess for the next few minutes as I'm talking about the interior, I'm going to be getting a nice little massage. The center console itself is massive. Now, it's probably hard to describe the volume, but you could certainly fit, well, I'm an Australian, so you could probably fit at least a dozen cans of beer in there, or, you know, I don't know, it is massive. It's comfortable to sit in. As we sort of talk through the various options, descent control, traction control, obviously hazard lights, pretty straightforward, parking indicators. You have your ability to be able to drop on your camera system for reversing and checking surrounds. It has all of the technology that you want. Some pretty cool, just getting a massage, it's actually quite nice. Sitting here, you know, some pretty advanced sort of controls. So your Pro trailer mode, so is super helpful when you are reversing your trailer, so either coming up to the trailer or reversing your entire rig and the trailer. Now this is pretty important. I mean, this is a Ford F-450, can tow 30 to 40,000 pounds, 6 elephants. So you are potentially going to be reversing massive boats, massive trailers, massive caravans, fifth wheel hitches, those sorts of things. So the Pro trailer tech is incredibly good. Brake controls, so you can control your electric braking on your trailer. Your mode, so two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, or four-wheel drive low. So all the tech stacked there, ready to go. You have your adjustable steering column, which I quite like. So depending again, your height, I don't know how long your legs are, how big your belly is, like me, you have the ability of being able to adjust out your steering wheel. Maybe you want to pretend that you are driving a Ford F-450, but it's an F1 car. You can drop the steering wheel down. And of course, the adjustable seats allow you to go backwards, slowly, and up again. And of course, you also have, which I'm not going to do, but you can go just about flat. So if you have the need to be able to sleep in the truck overnight, it is super comfortable. It does feel slightly weird to be this low, I have to say. As we step through, obviously the huge digital display. If I go back to home, you can actually see the massage going here. A huge amount of technology packed into the Platinum. So driver assistance, being able to control the running boards, the Pro onboard power, which you've seen here at the back here in the rear of the vehicle. Your towing technology. It also has the onboard scales where you have the ability of being able to measure how much weight you've got in the bed. It does say that it's not for commercial use. It's also quite good if you want to work out if your diet's working. You can jump in the truck each morning, flick them on and see if you've gone up or down a few pounds. As we'll see, and you'll see this as we shoot through some of the B-reel, this is obviously right-hand drive. I've said that a lot. It's homologated for right-hand drive country. So, you know, when you had this vehicle in America, you know, the speedo, etc., was in miles per hour. Now it's in kilometers an hour. If I look at the heads-up display, it is telling me that I'm doing exactly 0 kilometers per hour. So the level of detail for our homologation is extraordinary. It's the mechanical element, so, you know, changing the steering. A lot of the steering that we use on the 450 is actually completely OEM. So this runs a steering box. My massage is still working. I have to say, you might not actually ever get out of the traffic. Up to the top, you've got 6 auxiliary switches. So these are not connected to anything, but they are pre-wired. So if you want to put in a light bar, or I don't know if you're in Australia, a big bull bar set of headlights, all sorts of bits and pieces, it's all pre-wired to be able to go into the truck. It comes equipped with a moonroof. So you have the ability at the touch of a button to be able to drop the moonroof back and it to open up. And you can actually hit it one more time and it will slide it all the way back. So full length moonroof, opens up halfway, and I can tell you it is a cracker day here in Sri Lanka. So lots of tech that's just super easy to be able to use. One of the cool little features here is this button here, which opens up the window glass in the back here. So if we look over here, we can simply hit the button and open up and close. Oh, and open up and close. So super cool if you're carrying, I don't know, long pieces of timber, or you bought something at IKEA and you need to be able to leave it in the truck itself, but you want to be able to push it out the window, you're able to do so. So let me close that up. That is it. You know, and look, there's hundreds of features on the Ford F-450. You can obviously jump onto the Ford websites to be able to jump into the full detail. All the different model trims that are there. We predominantly do the higher end, sort of the Lariats and the Platinums. They tend to be the balance between the base level units, which not a lot of people will sort of look at, to the sort of the mid to high end platforms, because they've got the power, the incredible towing capacity, but you've also got the luxurious appointments inside. You know, the Platinum with its leather, the B&O sound system, all the technology. It really is an incredible truck. As for driving, I've got to say, it's kind of, it's off-putting in a way, because you kind of look at it and it is a big truck. You think, oh my goodness, you know, how am I going to be able to steer it, park it, drive it, etc. But I tell you what, it is comfortable. It doesn't feel big when you drive it. Okay, it's not going to be the easiest thing to park in the supermarket car park, but then all supermarket car parks are quite small. But it's a truck with a purpose. It's not a pretend truck. It is a truck that people buy because they need to do something, whether that's towing a trailer or a caravan or a boat. This is the truck for you. So as I say, we convert in the Ford range, the F-150. We also do the F-150 Lightning, the EV pickup truck. So we were the first in the world to do that. And it's, you know, it's a stunning EV pickup truck. Hell of a lot smaller than the 450. So we do the F-150, the F-150 Lightning. We do the you can probably see it through the window, the F-250s, F-350, the F-450, and we also do the F-550 and the 600. So they are the bigger cab chassis units. We have customers that get us to convert them for, I don't know, making right-hand drive ambulances or military purposes, creating armored personnel carriers or those sorts of things. But in the standard commercial range of proper pickup trucks, F-250, 350, 450, this is the business. So that's the end of the review, or at least my version of the review, of the 2024 right-hand drive Ford F-450 in Platinum. I mean, it really is a stunning beast of a pickup truck. Now, a couple of things. We obviously do the 450. You can see behind me an F-250 or the 350 and the 150. So if you want a Ford pickup truck, then give us a call. Equally, if you want to look at the Ram pickup trucks or the Toyota Tundra or the GMC Sierras, we do all of those. So over our 30 years, we've converted about 4,000 pickup trucks and exported them to 40 odd countries. So we know what we're doing. They're beautiful, they're safe, but we give you all of the options that you need to do. So last thing to ask, if you like this video, like and subscribe. If you do me a favor and drop in the comments what you prefer, would you prefer the F-450 or maybe a 250? Maybe you want a F-150 Raptor. Drop in the comments what your favorite Ford pickup truck is, and thanks for watching.